Well folks, it seems like the trade war drums are beating once again. This time, it's the auto industry caught in the crosshairs. The White House has dropped a bombshell, a hefty 25% tariff on imported cars and car parts. Yes, you heard that right. Starting April 3rd, 2025, get ready to shell out more for your beloved foreign vehicles. And hold on tight because by May 3rd, even those imported parts will get slapped with the same tariff. Now I know what you're thinking. John, does this mean my Honda Civic dreams are officially dead? Well, not so fast. There's a glimmer of hope for those with a penchant for vehicles assembled closer to home. The good news, if you can call it that, is that vehicles complying with the USMCA, that trade deal we struck with Mexico and Canada, might get a bit of a break. But here's the catch. This preferential treatment only applies to the value of the vehicle that's actually made in North America. And trust me, proving that is no easy feat. It's like trying to explain the plot of Tenet after a few margaritas. The devil, as they say, is in the details. And boy, are there details. Automakers are now tasked with meticulously documenting the origin of every single nut and bolt in their vehicles. And if they get caught exaggerating their Made in America claims, well, let's just say the penalties are about as pleasant as a root canal without anesthesia. The whole thing feels like a bureaucratic nightmare waiting to happen. Imagine a customs officer armed with a calculator and a furrowed brow, trying to decipher the percentage of US content in a Toyota Camry. It's enough to make your head spin. And don't even get me started on the parts. The tariff on those USMCA-compliant bits and bobs? Yeah, that's on hold for now. They haven't quite figured out how to assess the non-US content yet, but you can bet your bottom dollar they're working on it. This whole USMCA exception feels a bit like a band-aid on a gaping wound. Sure, it might offer some temporary relief, but it's not a long-term solution. And let's be honest, it's just a matter of time before the tariff net widens. So why the sudden urge to slap tariffs on our automotive friends? Well, the official line is a familiar one: national security. Yes, you read that right. Apparently, our dependence on foreign cars is a threat to our very existence. Who knew that a Honda Accord could be a weapon of mass destruction? According to the White House, the COVID-19 pandemic exposed some serious vulnerabilities in our global supply chains. Remember those days when you couldn't find a roll of toilet paper, let alone a new car? Well, those supply chain disruptions are apparently a matter of national security now. But wait, there's more. The tariff proponents also argue that these measures are essential for protecting American jobs and boosting domestic manufacturing. They point to the decline in U.S. vehicle production and the stagnant wages of auto workers as evidence that something needs to change. It's a classic case of economic patriotism, folks. But whether these tariffs will actually achieve their intended goals, well, that's a whole other story. The reality is that these tariffs are likely to have far-reaching consequences, and not all of them will be positive. Sure, domestic automakers might see a temporary boost as the price of imported cars rises. But don't break out the champagne just yet. Foreign car manufacturers aren't going to take this lying down. They're already exploring ways to shift production or pass on the increased costs to consumers. And who do you think will feel the pinch the most? That's right, the American consumer. Higher prices for cars, whether they're imported or domestic, will hit everyone's wallets. And let's not forget about the potential impact on jobs. If car sales plummet due to increased costs, those auto workers the tariffs were supposed to protect might find themselves out of work. The road ahead is paved with uncertainty, folks. One thing's for sure, this trade war is far from over, and it's the American consumer who's likely to get caught in the crossfire, so buckle up, America, it's going to be a bumpy ride.